Hey, what's up guys, it's Theo for Fino Concept, and this is the review of the Tecno Spark 5 Pro, coming in around 690 Ghana cedis. Is this the phone for you? Well, let's find out then. Now, throughout this video, try to keep the price tag in your head, 690 Ghana cedis. Taking a look at the phone, you can see that it is very beautiful. I like this gradient dark and light color on the back. It's made of polycarbonate, so don't get too confused here because it looks like glass with this shiny and reflective frame. It's just plastic. At the bottom of the device are the speakers, the micro USB and the headphone jack. The SIM card and the micro SD card slot are on the left. There are no ports on the top, and then finally on the right we have the power button and the volume rockers. I love this red accent on the power button. It also has some form of texture to it, so you always know when you are touching the power button instead of the volume rockers. There's a quad camera, quad LED flash, and a fingerprint scanner on the back. There's also an encryption designed by Techno at the bottom. For the display, we get a massive IPS LCD screen, which is 6.6 inches diagonally with a resolution of 720 by 1600 pixels. Now keep in mind that with this resolution, you are not going to be able to play any form of 1080p videos, especially in Netflix or YouTube. But if you try to copy it from a computer or something like that and watch it directly, it's going to lag a little bit. The screen is also 20:9 aspect ratio, so it is wide enough for most tasks. The phone is also quite responsive, running iOS 6.1 on Android 10. It comes with 64 gigs of internal storage and 3 gigs of RAM. Or you can opt for 64 gigs or 128 gigs of internal storage, both coming with 4 gigs of RAM. And all of these are powered by a massive 5000 mAh battery. Techno also included the game mode on this one, which I've already spoken about in the Tecno CAMON 15 and Phantom 9 review. In case you haven't watched any of that, I'll have them linked in the description below or in the card up here. Once you are through with this video, you can watch those as well. But basically, what the gaming mode allows you to do is close up most background applications so you can better optimize the phone for gaming. Now for gaming, everything runs smoothly without any issues. Of course, I doubt you'll be playing Subway Surfer on this, but this is more or less like my default game for testing out the gaming performance of every smartphone. Now once playing games, I did notice that the single button firing speaker wasn't loud enough and does distort a lot at max volume. For the camera interface, we have a bunch of options from AI cam, bokeh mode and beauty mode, which I doubt I'll be using anytime soon. The rear cameras include a 60 megapixel main camera, a 2 megapixel micro and depth sensor. There's no ultra megapixel count for the fourth camera, which I still don't get why they keep doing it. They also did it with the Infinix X5, which I've done a review about, also linked up here or down in the description below. It basically does nothing. I think it's actually a filter, but they don't give you any specifications. They just add it up so that you can call it a quad camera setup. Pictures from the rear looks as good as any phone can get, but don't expect too much here. For videos, it shoots at 1080p 30 frames per second, and here's how it looks and sounds like.
Alright, so this is the video quality of the rear facing camera. This is the main one, so let me know how it looks like. Fortunately actually, we also get the slider like I've said about Samsung phones, and you can see I can increase the exposure and decrease at will. So yeah, let me know if it's any good. You've also noticed that there's no form of image stabilization, so as long as I'm walking, the image is not going to be stabilized. How unfortunate.
There's also slow motion video, which I should confess, this is my first time seeing it on a Techno device. Maybe it is there, but I haven't actually noticed. The video resolution is 480 by 640, which is mostly unusable. That is the exact resolution we are getting if I should take a picture using a phone like this one. But I guess if you are just uploading to social media or using it as GIFs or GIFs, then you can. Anything apart from that, I would highly recommend that you get an iPhone instead. And unlike the iPhone, the final video is already slowed down, which is unfortunate for me because I actually wanted to check the frame rate per second it shoots at. For the front, we have a single 8 megapixel f2.0 wide selfie camera. The pictures from the selfie camera are okay in my opinion, not too warm like the iPhone 10, but it misses out in sharpness. Everything is in focus and makes the image uninteresting. So going through the images I have captured, I realized that this is about the worst selfie I've taken so far. Video recording is also at 1080p 30 frames per second.
Alright, so this is the video quality of the front-facing camera, and just like the Galaxy A11, it is also zoomed in. So I have stretched my hands very far, and you see it is cropped in to my face. So that is also unfortunate with this one. And because it is just one camera, you can't use the ultra wide or anything related to that. That's also unfortunate. But apart from that, the video quality, I think it looks good. It's not about the greatest, but I like this one also.
For security, we have face unlock. I hope I don't have to remind you guys that don't use that feature, right? The fingerprint scanner on the back is just fine for unlocking. It is mostly accurate, about 85 to 90%, if you have clean hands of course. And the speed is just as fast as any budget phone could get. Another feature from Techno which they have been including in a lot of their smartphones is the edge overlay for your recent or most used apps. I don't think I'll be using them as much, but that's just me. Sadly for them, there are some third-party apps which are doing the exact same thing, and some are even doing it better than what they are incorporating on the operating system itself. But then again, it is still there if you are someone who uses that feature. It is useful to you, I guess. So if you have 690 Ghana cedis, is this the phone for you? Well, comparing it to the Spark 5, not the Pro, I realized that there are a couple of things that you'll be lacking if you should go for that. So if you have that kind of money, you should definitely get the Pro. But for me, I would rather go with the Samsung Galaxy A11, which also I have done a review about up here or down in the description below, because right now it's launched around 800 Ghana cedis, but not right now. I checked the last time and it was 620. So if you are getting this good deal, then you should definitely get that phone. So basically that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and other channels which I have them linked below, and as always, don't forget to share with your family and friends. This is Theo for Fino Concept, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. The video resolution is 480 by 6040.